Hi there. Some businesses manage to raise finance from a source known as business angels. So let's find out what these are all about. It's a tempting thought, isn't it? A business can grow and be supported by one or more business angels looking after the business, particularly by providing finance for the business. So what is a business angel? Well, a business angel is essentially an investor in the business. And typically, the business angel provides equity or share capital. So we're talking about an external source of finance. But most business angels, or a lot of business angels, also provide debt finance as well. So don't just associate business angel finance with shares, although in most cases, the business angel will look to take a share or equity stake in the business. So this is an investor, typically a professional, experienced business person. Perhaps he or she has succeeded in one or more successful businesses over the years, a serial entrepreneur who has the finance and the time and the inclination to invest and support other business ideas, not just startups, but other businesses as well. And as I say, this is finance that's invested into the business in return for an equity stake, share capital, and or in return for a loan that's repaid to the investor. But another important part of business angels, and this is really what differentiates business angels, perhaps, for example, from taking share capital from normal investors or from a loan from a bank, is that a business angel will also tend to provide specialist support, advice, their experience, perhaps their network of contacts, and therefore perhaps the business angels that you're most familiar with, you see on the television frequently, the so-called dragons in Dragon's Den. They are essentially classic examples of business angels, providing finance, but also providing expertise and contacts. Therefore, you might work out what some of the advantages are of business angel finance if you can obtain it. Firstly, you can get some fairly substantial investments, but typically a business angel will look to invest in a portfolio of businesses and therefore perhaps not necessarily put all of their capital into one. The typical range is sort of 50,000, 25, 50,000 up to around about £250,000 per investment. Of course, it can be more than that and it can be less, but that's typically the range that a business angel might look to invest in a business. And they do so on the back of firstly getting to meet the entrepreneur, understanding the business idea and assessing, perhaps with the support, well, definitely with the support of a business plan, and through meeting the entrepreneur and team and seeing the business, deciding whether that's the kind of business that will firstly generate a return for them, but also might appreciate and benefit from their experience, their contacts and the support. And often a business angel might provide additional investment beyond the first investment of shares. You might think, well, what's the downside to this? What are the drawbacks? Well, firstly, if you're getting a business angel involved in your business as a business owner, you have to expect to be giving over some control over the business. For example, by selling a stake, an equity share stake, and that's often the debate, isn't it, in Dragon's Den? What stake do they want in the business in return for what investment? So that involves a loss of control, but also a business angel will typically take quite a close interest in the performance of the business, but also the decisions of the business. And that's partly as a consequence of providing their advice, guidance and support. So it's a two-way street, isn't it? Another downside of business angels is it's hard to find the right one, and also to convince a business angel to invest in you. So there are lots of business angel networks out there, but it's finding the right investor, matching the business opportunity with the right business angel is quite a complicated task. No guarantee of success. And finally, don't forget, a business angel ultimately wants a return on investment. So they will be looking for what will the business be worth when the business gets sold, or when the business goes through a further finance raising where perhaps they might be able to sell their stake in the business. So selling the business or moving the business forward is often on the agenda when it comes to raising finance from a business angel.